Matthew Ladd here. This week I want to talk to you about PTOs, or power takeoffs. First off, what is a power takeoff? It's an auxiliary equipment that runs off of a PTO mounted on the transmission in various positions, that runs a hydraulic wetline kit, a crane, a blower, or other things that are not making the truck go forwards, backwards, the general motion of a truck. A PTO runs an auxiliary equipment. What I want to talk about more specifically is customer installed power takeoffs and the different setups you can have from factory to avoid additional costs and ensure safe operation of the truck. So the first is making sure you order your truck with a PTO switch. There are various switches available. The reason why this is so important is safety. The truck needs to know what's going on. And if you don't have a factory switch, the truck doesn't know you're in PTO mode, doesn't set up certain interlocks to protect you from having issues down the road, and different safety features that are all programmed in once you flip that PTO switch on. Another important factor is engine wiring options, whether they be back of cab or end of frame. You can have 12-pin connectors already in place at 250K or 500K. So depending on your setup, it's very important to talk to your Kenworth sales rep to make sure you have the right connectors in place from factory that talk to the computer on the truck, to have the safety interlocks in place to protect the truck, the engine, and your PTO system. You can also run one or two PTOs, or even a FEB tow or a REV tow, depending on your needs. Another important factor is programming the truck. You can program it when it's in PTO mode through the PTO switch, set up limits to set up starting RPMs, to have your RPM control be by the pedal or by the buttons right here on the steering wheel, depending on your operational needs. You can also predetermine your PTO compatibility, whether it's a Chelsea or a Muncie, a 6 or an 8 volt, and the position on the transmission. Now, all these availabilities vary whether you're running a manual transmission, like on this truck, or an automated manual, or an automatic transmission. There's very many different factors involved to make sure your truck is set up correctly for your PTO. So that's really why it's important to talk to a Kenworth sales rep and talk about your operations and talk with your installer of the PTO to make sure you have the most pre-wires in place before you order the truck to save you time, money, and ensure the safe, secure operation of the truck and the PTO system. Also, if you're running a wetline kit, or what we call a wet kit, which is running usually for a hydraulic dump trailer, you can put the hydraulic tank on the frame, like on the truck I'm in right now. Instead of behind the cab, blocking the view and taking up space, you can mount it from factory, the right size hydraulic tank for your operations, and you can even put preset fittings on that hydraulic tank straight from factory to save you even more money. So it's a quick overview of the different PTO power takeoff options that you can put from factory with Kenworth. So make sure you talk to your Kenworth sales rep and have all those fittings in place, those options, whether they're from the PTO switch, which is the first most important thing because that starts the whole trend, to the Muncie or Chelsea, or the connectors in the back of the engine bay, or further down the frame if you're running a big crane. You can even put controls that are available to use outside the truck that are easy to connect to. It's very important to have your truck set up right for your operation so it runs safely, securely, protect your equipment, protect your PTO equipment also. That's Group Kenworth Montreal T.N.T, Trucks and Tips, and I'm Matthew Ladd. Stay tuned for more tips in the future. Thank you.